Shit, this is dope. It's Don Ali, y'all, and this is something that I want to start doing. Just not on some like words of wisdom or whatever, but just I feel like communication is important with yourself, and the best conversations I have with myself. So I really want to share some of that. You know what I'm saying? Some of the realizations that I be coming to with myself. Um, Man, recently I've been taking a lot of L's, a lot of L's, and a whole lot of shit happened. Like it's almost nah, it's not too soon. So I lost my job. I got cheated on. I lost my apartment. All like in the same month. And then there's been like other like smaller things, yeah, smaller things, but still very impactful. You know what I'm saying? Like there was like a competition I did, like some poetry, and it was a poetry slam that I did. I didn't win. Like it kind of hurt my confidence a little bit, and I had to like really go back and revisit like where what this trigger point or what this nerve was. You know what I'm saying? Like what is this nerve that's because it I feel it like it's a lot of energy and emotion there when it comes to coming up short or even being looked down on like he can't do it, being doubted, you know what I'm saying? Doubting yourself. And a lot of times it's funny because I've spent so much time around, I've spent so much time socializing like in my life, and I've even inherited some of that, but some of those skills uh, in that lifestyle. But I find that people have a way of putting their doubts on you, and their people have a way of showing you um, how they feel about you without telling you, and it's like not something that you could really look too deep into every time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it is you, like, sometimes it is something that you did that's like, okay, anybody would. But, you know, you always be needing to believe in yourself in order to take the next step, in order to get back up, in order to like you always need that. And I feel like I have received so much accolades and recognition and positive feedback um, from people that I've given so much of. It's almost like I started doing it for other people. You know what I'm saying? Because I like when somebody else says, "Wow, that was really great." But it never feels as good as when I really say that and I believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody else comes along and they're like, "Man, that was an amazing job. It made me feel like this. I had to call my mom. It made me want to get back together with my girl. Like I had to call my daughter. Like this was impactful to me, and it shaped the way that I moved right after I and had the experience of listening to this music or whatever." And that feels good, but it's never gonna touch that feeling deep down inside when you like, gee, I gave it all. Like I gave it all today. You know what I'm saying? Um, when you gave it all, when you get it all, like then you feel really good. You're gonna feel good about that. But you can't. The only approval that you should seek is your own. You know what I'm saying? People gonna look at you. People gonna ignore you. People gonna say, like when I was doing a lot of drugs and shit, people was looking at me like I was doing a lot of drugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? People was looking at me like I was a loser, you know what I'm saying? And that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. It doesn't matter who you are, you're gonna experience that. Somebody's gonna walk right past you because you're short or you don't got a whole lot of money or you're ugly. Something, you know what I'm saying? Or you're not friends with these people or that, like, you're gonna get treated a certain way, and you're gonna get treated in a way that you do not like, and people are going to count you out, and they're going to doubt you, and they're going to tell other people that you can't do shit. They're not even going to put it. They're going to spread that shit. Like, they're going to spread, yeah, man, Don, he's not, he's not really getting it. He's not really, he's not built like that, or he can't do this, or he can't do that, or like, people won't just keep that to themselves. They'll spread doubt. You know what I'm saying? And what I've been having to do, and where I've been having to go in my mind, is I just been having to go to a place where those people don't really exist for real. Like, they're that shit's not real. That shit's not as real as I am. That's the place that I go to. Like, nobody's perception of me can be realer to me than myself. Um, and like, so many times, like, in making projects, whether it was like a piece of art, some music, whatever, I've done it. I've rushed jobs, whether it was a song or a music video. I've rushed, and I've taken my time on something, and I know the ones I took my time on, and I was like, damn, like, I really, really, like, really, it feels different when you bring a lot of things together, when you put the effort in, when you take your time, and you're patient with it, and when you really hold it up to the standard of what you really think is cool and what you really think is dope in your mind. But when that shit is only passing the bar for the standards of everybody else, like, it's like, it's only cool to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? You do some shit that's cool to everybody else. Not everybody else thinks it's cool, and you're gonna get treated like that. But you might treat yourself differently if you really thought that what it was that you did was really great or cool. Like, you might really feel that way about it and not even treat yourself the way people would treat you when they approve. So when you approve of yourself in whatever that you're doing, you know what I'm saying? If you go on a walk, or you go to the park, or you go on a run, or you go hooping, you play basketball, you write a song, you journal, you work out, whatever. If you approve in that moment of yourself, you're not even really looking for a reward. You know what I'm saying? You're not really looking for a reward, because you're still reaping the benefits of that reward. You know what I'm saying? Like, that feeling, that's what we call fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so easier to just get other people's approval, right? Because you know what other people want. They walk around, they telling you, they're showing you, telling you what they want all day, and what they think is cool, and what they approve of. But the shit that the ways that's gonna weigh the most is your own. That's why when you make a mistake, and you know that you knew better, that's why it hurts so much, because you knew not better, not because your neighbor or your homie knew better. It's not about that. It's not like it's because you knew better. You knew, and you still went to do whatever you went to do. You still went against it. You still made the same mistake as you made before. Those are the mistakes that be hurting the most, because you knew it. Now, if you didn't know better, and you made the mistake, you like, damn, I didn't even really know. Somebody else might be mad as fuck because they knew. You know what I'm saying? And then they might have expected you to know, or wish you would have known, or, you know what I'm saying? It might be an inconvenience, but if you didn't know, you won't really be mad at yourself a lot of times, because you didn't know. So I just say that to say that it come back to you, man. Like, it really come back to you, and how you feel about yourself, and like how, yeah, it comes back to you and how you feel about yourself. You're not always gonna feel good about yourself. You're not. You're not. But like, The only that like the things that should be like pushing the meter, you know what I'm saying, or how you feel about yourself, should be the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? Not the things that everybody say, not the things that not the things that people say about you, or even if it's good shit, even if it's good shit. Like even if people saying good shit about you, that gets taken with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Because if you could have did better. You know that. So no matter if somebody coming to you, like I've had some performances where I didn't rehearse. I just showed up. I just played my saxophone, and people was like in awe, like, wow, it's a saxophone. You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I'm like, well, shit, I didn't really do shit. I just came and I just played. I improvised. I freestyled, and I know that I could have did way better. I could have came with some written music. You know what I'm saying? I could have rehearsed that, and then, there's just been times when I just showed up and I just kind of just came and just showed up, and people were still like, "Oh my God, that was so great! That was so great! You did such a great job, and like you did such a great job, and we're so happy. Like you that has happened to me before, where I feel like I gave 50% and people gave me like a A plus. You know what I'm saying?" And it didn't really feel like I got an A plus because I didn't give myself the A plus. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. Like what people have to say, like if it like it don't what anybody got to say about you, it should never come before what you have to say about you, from what you feel about you. If I was just to seek other people's approval and keep going that way, man, I would just be average. You know what I'm saying? Eventually I would show up, and I would just show up, and I wouldn't really try too hard, and I would just come as I come, and and just expect to wow people with my gimmicks or with my props that I come with, is what, or you know I could do that, and I would probably coast, but eventually I think that I would just start to go down, and be more average, because I'm not doing my best. You know what I'm saying? I'm not exceeding my own expectations, man. One thing I said interesting yesterday: surprise yourself. Surprise yourself. Don't please me, please yourself. Surprise yourself. Please yourself and surprise yourself. When you do such a good job at something, you surprise yourself, and it don't got to be nothing crazy. It could just be hitting that shit like you haven't done it in a few days, like or in a week. You know what I'm saying? You could be like, damn, that's the best practice I had in a month or a week. when you when you surprise yourself, nothing else really fucking matter. Like, even if somebody came along and said anything negative or anything positive, like, that shit would just be, it's just feedback. It's feedback. And like, I'm starting to think of that shit as like an echo that bounce off a wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a noise, you know what I'm saying? That's just bouncing around. That's what other people are. Other people's feedback is just noise bouncing around. How you feel about it, that is much more prevalent. That might be like the first voice, you know what I'm saying, that started the echo. Everybody's feedback that they got to give you, it's just the echo chamber. It's an echo chamber. But you're the initial sound. You're the first sound. So yeah, man, like, it's so much shit that we just say, that we just walk around, like, we just say be yourself and all this other shit. And we so used to hearing that shit that we don't really think about it for real. But I really been needing to spend the time with myself just to really come to certain realizations just like these, to really remind myself, because I've been through this before, and that be the trippy shit. Like, you'll learn the same lesson in the next stage of your life, and it's not that you didn't learn it before, but the lesson is like, it's gonna there's always gonna be it's gonna be a constant thing. that you're gonna have to constantly keep your ego in check. You have to constantly you know, lift yourself up. You know what I'm saying? You have to constantly get back up again. Like that's not going away. But when I look back, like, and when you can really like link experiences, like link your pain right now to like old experiences, you be like, damn, that shit really hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not, it's like when people doubt me, you know what I'm saying? You know, when people like, it's not, it's like sometimes I'm not just feeling the doubt in that moment. I'm feeling it from all of the years of, you know, saying the fucking, you know, being passed out outside, being in rehab, getting dragged into places, getting dragged out of places. Like I'm feeling the doubt from older times too. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just had to like really go in there, and I'm still going in there. I'm still like investigating that shit. But I really just wanted to put that out there that, you know, you're the only approval that you need is your own. And if you get everybody else approval and, you know, you don't even get yours, then it was all for nothing, because everybody else is stupid. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to you, like, most people are stupid when it comes to you. There are probably only a couple people that really, really know you for real. Probably only a couple people. So what everybody else got to say, it's like nonsense. And it's not always nonsense, but it might as well be nonsense. You know what I'm saying? It might as well be in comparison to what you have to say about it, because you've been with you. You know, if you're willing to be honest with yourself. Now, if you can't be honest with yourself, then maybe you need other people. You know, but that's a whole nother issue. But if you could be honest with yourself, you know, if you did, you know how you feel about your progress and your performance. And sometimes I be hard on my shit. Like, I be hard on myself. I feel like I come from one of those families where they just figure, hey, I'd rather be harder than myself than softer on myself. So I'm gonna give myself minimum grace so that I can just, I don't know, like fight my way to elevation. But it's difficult, like with the whole comparison thing. I think comparison is a part of the thing that be having you willing to even look into people's perceptions of you so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, comparing yourself to other people is a big problem. It's a huge fucking problem right now. It's such a problem. It's such a problem. I do it. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. You know, I've looked on people. I've looked like at things that I want. You know what I'm saying? Experiences that I want to have, and I've seen it on my phone, and while I'm scrolling, like, damn, you know. And I've compared myself, like, even comparing yourself now to your old self is futile. It's nonsense, because you right now, you're not who you were 5 years ago. So if you right now, you're like, well, at least I'm better than I was doing in 2019, nigga. Yeah, of course. I hope so. It's been 5 years. That's not even the same person that you was though. Um, Comparison is the thief of joy. I heard that quote, you know, not too long ago, like a couple years back. Comparison is the thief of joy. When I'm making art, whenever I'm really into listening to like somebody else, like another artist, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times I'll end up sounding like them. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, because I've been listening to it so much, and their cadence and their flow and the beats, like I'll start to, and it's not me. You know, it's not really me. Like, it's some of it is me. You know what I'm saying? It's the part of me that resonates with it is me. But like, that's not me for real though. Like, that's not the deepest me. And I think that when you allow yourself to compare other people to you, then you also you give so much weight to others. You know what I'm saying? You give so much weight. It's like your expectations are gonna get warped and shit. You know, you're not that person. You're not the person that you're comparing yourself to. You never will be. You're not, you know. You have a different starting point. You start from a different point on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like you have, it's just not the same. So I think we just want shit real fast. I think we just want shit real fast. I think that's another part of the problem. Not just the comparing ourselves to other people, but we want shit fast, fast. Like we can already see it. We can already see so much of it, and it just takes time. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be patient. But when you want shit fast, and you're comparing yourself to other people, that's a recipe for a disaster. That's a that's a recipe. You want shit fast and you comparing yourself to other people. You might as well go to the party. You know what I'm saying, with everybody else. Like you're not. It's not gonna happen fast. And just because you see somebody else with it, you don't know what niggas went through to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what a motherfucker went through to get to that point. I'm from Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore. I don't know what Chusa Marga means. U.S. Sigma. Yeah, yeah. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. That's another thing too. Like I also realized like sometimes you gotta look at like where you're from. You know what I'm saying? Like what is the social climate, and then travel and to see what the difference is, and understand like oh like I'm from a really small place. I'm from a place where a lot of people are family. You know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of knows everybody. I'm from one of them places that people don't go to vacation. You know what I'm saying? People not like coming up to vacation in Baltimore. What up, Cuzzo? What up, Cuzzo? Yo, I just spoke it up. I just spoke it up. Just spoke the family up. But yeah, that's just one of them things. And when you're in a place where everybody seem to think this, it's like a group think. You're in a big group. I don't know if y'all heard of group think, but when you're in a place where everybody's like in a beehive, they all thinking the same, and you're thinking differently than that, like you're gonna face a lot of friction. You're gonna face a lot of conflict and shit like that. Um, you're gonna be called all type of shit weird, whatever. You know, it's just that's just a part of this shit. But I don't know, man. That shit really makes me want to just be away from people. Like sometimes I think I'm very social, but sometimes I'll be like, yo, people are like a sickness. Like we're like a virus. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel that way. But other times it feels like we some sort of antidote, and that's when you're hanging with the right people. You know, that's when you're hanging with motherfuckers that's like uplifting you and like they're that's when you and they don't need they're not like they don't need you to validate or to they don't need you to confirm a lot of shit within them because they're secure. uh yeah, that's the type of people that you want to be around, but sometimes I be feeling like I would be better off not even thinking about what other people are thinking about. Like Trump, Mike Tyson, fucking the election. Sometimes I don't even want to have the same shit on my mind as certain people. And in order to do that, you have to like I don't know, put yourself in a bubble a little bit. You have to put yourself in a bubble. You have to create your own atmosphere, you know what I'm saying, and get out of everybody else's. But yeah, that's really mainly what I wanted to get on here and share, man. When people are doubting you, you have to just keep moving, and you have to realize that they're stupid. You know what I'm saying? You're stupid too. Everybody's stupid. Everybody's crazy, but they're stupid. You know, you have to remember that. Oh, this person is stupid. Like they don't know you, and you got to live with you. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? Like, you got to keep going. And you don't want to keep going feeling like shit. So you got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? And make yourself understand and realize like that you're very well capable of whatever you want to do. Anything you want to do, you could do. Uh, but you just have to remember that like other people, sometimes people just doubt you because they want to be right. They just wanna be like, see, I knew that they was gonna end up like this, or see, I told you he wasn't gonna be able to, or I told you she couldn't. That people just want to be right. They want to predict something and then be right about it. Um, it'll be your mom, it could be your dad, man, it could be your girlfriend, it could be your wife, it could be your husband, your boyfriend, it could be your kids. Damn. And they may not, but they may feel like you can't do something that you really want to do. They're gonna show you. They're gonna show you. But like, I think that's when it's good to be to yourself and to not, you know what I'm saying, to be internal. There's sometimes when it's really good to be like internal and when it's good to be external. And you just go back and forth, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be like a wave, but those are the moments when I want to be to myself. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody felt that too, which kind of confuses me as to like why we make each other feel that way, sometimes on purpose, or like I feel like everybody's been overlooked, overshadowed, you know, underestimated. I think most people, generally most people understand, like have felt that, and sometimes people just they accept it. You know what I'm saying? They stop trying. They just like, all right, I'm not even gonna go over there because of all the fucking of all the doubt that's been spread and sent in that. I'm not even gonna go over there. Some people do that, and then some people be like, all right, no, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna try it again in front of everybody. Everybody's watching. If I mess it up again, they'll all tell me that look, there you did it again. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if I do it again after that, like it's people that are just gonna bang their head into the wall over and over again. You kind of be needing that shit. You be needing that shit. You be needing the part of you that's gonna bang your head into the wall over and over again when it comes to getting up. You know what I'm saying? When you get up, it's like you be having to like forget that frustration a little bit. Like not forget it, but you be having to be in a space of like clarity, you know what I'm saying, so that you can really like, think and to remain calm. You know what I'm saying? But you can only like there's not many responses for it. You know what I'm saying? So man, don't let that shit stop y'all. Don't let that shit ever stop y'all. Don't let anything anybody ever say stop y'all. When I wanted to come to Chicago the second time, I came back out here after I was like, getting in trouble a little bit. My whole family was like, nah, don't go out there. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. And like they was like really worried, really worried, really like, and they was like almost like it was a desperate, it was a desperation. They was just like trying to really convince me to make the decision to stay back home and not come back to Chicago. And like it ended up being like one of the greatest things I ever did, you know. Um, so like any, there is sometimes you just gotta reflect on the time where you proved a motherfucker wrong, you know. Um, but it's not even about that. Gee, that's kind of like the issue too. Like it's not about proving people wrong. It's about proving yourself wrong or right, depending on what you were thinking. You know what I'm saying? If you thought you could do it, then you prove yourself right. If you didn't think you could do it, if you had doubt, you prove yourself wrong. it kind of be both, you know what I'm saying? Because there always be like an inkling of a doubt. Like, I don't know, like it might always, you might not have an absolute confidence in some shit, but it's not about proving it to other people. It comes back to you. It's about proving that shit to yourself. So nigga, like if you never see an Instagram post from me ever again, if you never fucking see my face, you know what I'm saying? Uh, I wish you the best. It doesn't really matter. Like, you know, if people never see your Facebook post again, or if people don't see you or hear from you online anymore, or you know, if people don't hear from you, or they, you know, like it doesn't matter as long as you feel good about you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you feel good about what you're doing, and you like, man, I'm doing my shit. Like I'm just gonna. If you like the way that you live in your life, like fucking what anybody got to say about it, you know, like it could be anything. You don't even got to be positive. If you like the way you live in your life, like that's what matters the most. That's what matters the most. Low key, I think that's the only thing I like about psychopaths. Motherfuckers like the Joker and like all those like psychopath villain motherfuckers. Like, yeah, they be weird. They be doing weird shit. You know, abducting motherfuckers and shit. Nah, killing motherfuckers. Like raping motherfuckers. The Ted Bundy ass shit. But at some point, in some way, it seems that they're very well, maybe that's the narcissism, but they're very much like shit. If I like it, then that's all that matters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people that are worried about how other people feel are usually going to like become shells of themselves. They're usually gonna hold back. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna hold back. I've done it. You know what I'm saying? And I do it at times, and you know, in certain situations. And it feels like that. It feels like you holding back, but you don't want to like you don't want to be holding back. You know what I'm saying? You just it's just better when you're like fully you, fully raw and authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like it just feels better that way. Um, Life is more like rich when you not holding back. So it just really doesn't help to really it 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 doesn't help very much to be so aware of what everybody else is thinking all the time. It's okay to like acknowledge it and to remember it, but to just like for it to be on your mind while you're cooking, while you're washing dishes, while you're making your Instagram post, while you're writing your song, while you're going to work, for other people, the way other people to be thinking like about you or about anything really, like for that to be on your mind. I think this is the time where everybody just gotta go like get into themselves. I think that's why it's like, you know, a lot of I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people my age, like, you know, I'm 28. Uh I think a lot of people 20 to 30 like aren't really thinking about getting married because like we're not just because like of social media and all that shit, but also like we're kind of being we have like the option to really like dig in to find out who we are. You know what I'm saying? Um and That shit is important. But to do that, you know what I'm saying? You That's a journey. That's a journey, and it's in the dark. You know what I'm saying? It's in the dark. It's a lot of that's gonna be a journey that you have by yourself. You know. Uh, so yeah, like go into that place, man. Go into that place where you by yourself and build in there. Don't just go there and look around like, okay, like so this is like how I really feel. Like no, like build in there. Build shit that you think is really cool. Like build on ideas that you know that feel like you. Like just continue to expand that shit. You know what I'm saying? Continue to grow in that. My name is Don Ali. And I don't really have nothing else to say for real, but I'm gonna be hopping on here and doing these joints. Uh, so yeah, man, peace.